Hi, my name is Steven Eshelman. I'm an exercise specialist here at AquaCare Physical Therapy. We're currently in the Lewis Clinic, where we do treat a lot of low back patients and different patients that have core weakness. Today we're going to be demonstrating some basic seated core exercises that patients or even people that have low back problems or core issues can do at home that does not require a lot of equipment, particularly with the coronavirus going on. A lot of people don't have access to gyms, so there are different ways to strengthen the core, particularly from a chair, particularly if you have balance problems. Some of the benefits of core strengthening again is you're going to have improved posture, as well as a lot of low back patients. When we go through core exercises with them, we're kind of strengthening that trunk area. It takes a lot of strain off the back muscles and in turn will decrease the low back pain. Another benefit is with increased core strengthening, you're going to have increased balance improvement because again your trunk's going to be a lot more stable. Some of the muscles we're going to be focusing on with the core are the rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, as well as your obliques. The easiest way to kind of find that core area is slightly just feel for where your belly button is. Some of the first exercises we're going to be doing again is from the chair. The first one we're going to be doing is again we're going to be working on actually contracting that core abdominal area. So whenever you're in a chair, you want to make sure you're in good posture. A lot of people tend to slouch forward, so a good way to correct yourself is just bring the chest up. What we're going to start with is kind of an isometric core contraction. So what you're going to focus on is feel where your belly button is. Imagine you have a cup of water on your belly. You're going to slightly tuck in the belly button. As you're doing this, you want to feel like you're exhaling from your diaphragm. Hold for about 5 seconds. And then you're going to exhale and relax that muscle. The breathing is very important with the core exercises because your muscle needs that continuous supply of oxygen. A lot of people tend to hold their breath when they're doing these exercises, but you want to keep up that good breathing. So again, that first one that we're working on is just kind of feeling where that core muscle is by tucking in the belly button and then engage that abdominal breathing. So again, as you tuck in, you're going to exhale, hold for about 5 seconds, and then inhale as you relax. When you get the contraction down, what we're going to do is incorporate that contraction with some movements or different motions. First thing we're going to do is kind of a basic seated march exercise. Again, you're going to tuck the belly button in. And as you march up, you want to contract that abdominal muscle and then relax as you come down. You can alternate. You probably want to start with about 10 reps. Again, as you're contracting that muscle and you're bringing the knee up, you want to exhale, inhale as you bring the knee down. And as you get better, you can gradually increase the reps. If you start feeling like your pelvis is becoming unlevel or you start feeling your trunk rock, just decrease how far up you're marching. The next exercise we're going to do is kind of an overhead core strengthening called flexion. So what we're going to do, you can either use weights or you can even use kind of a rod or a broomstick. But if you're kind of weak, you probably want to start without weights. I'm just going to do the weights just so I can feel that contraction. Again, you're going to tuck the belly button muscle inside the end, and you're going to bring your arms up into flexion. As you bring the arms overhead, you want to exhale and contract the belly muscle, and then you want to relax as you come down. Again, you probably want to start with about 10 reps. Again, if you're fairly weak, you probably want to start without weights, and you can kind of use a rod or a lightweight object that you can find around the house, and as you get better, you can incorporate the weights. Next thing we're going to do, I'm going to keep the weights. We're going to do more of an abduction. Again, you're going to brace your tummy muscle by tucking in that belly button slightly, and as you bring the arm out, you're going to contract. As you bring the arm in, you're going to breathe in and relax. Now you can alternate just to give each side a break. And then once you get it down, you can actually do both arms at the same time. Just kind of a progression that makes it a little bit more challenging. Again, you probably want to start without weights until you get that good contraction. And as you get better, you can incorporate the weights. Some of the compensations you want to watch for is you don't want your trunk to rotate as you bring your arm out. You want to keep everything in that square neutral plane. The next thing we're going to do is kind of a hip abduction core. You can either, if you don't have a ball at your house, you can use a pillow. And what you're going to do If you don't have a ball, you're gonna place the pillow in between your knees. What you're gonna do is squeeze the pillow. As you're squeezing the pillow, you wanna engage that core muscle by tucking in the belly button slightly. Hold for about 5 seconds while you're exhaling. And then inhale and slightly relax. Again, you're gonna probably feel this in your abdominal area, as well as a little bit in your abductor muscles, which is that inner groin area. The last one that we're going to be demonstrating today is kind of alternating clamshells. Again, if you don't have a resistance band, you can tie a towel around your knees, as well as like a pillowcase or something. But today we're going to start with just basic, just performing the motion. And you're going to get your good posture. Tuck in the belly button. You're going to bring your knee out. Contract as you bring the knee out. And exhale, and then you're going to bring the knee back in and inhale. And then alternate sides. You can probably start by alternating. A way to make it harder is you do both knees at the same time. Or you can incorporate that resistance. Again, thank you so much for your time. Again, these are just some of the basic seated exercises that you can do at your house, or even, around the living room or kitchen. You can just find a basic chair. These exercises will be really good for, again, strengthening that core, as well as assisting with any low back pain reduction. Thank you again.